Hello everyone, I am Dr. Jyoti Mandala. Welcome you all to the video lecture series on the course Unity 3D. Up to our last lecture, we learned in detail about how to make our system ready, what kind of softwares need to be installed, and what are all the steps to be to be followed for installing the software. And also, we understood in detail about what is the Unity interface looks like and what are all the different windows are there. And also, we understood in detail about navigating in Unity. I hope you all are clear. Navigating can be done by using Scene Gizmo and Hand tool or your keyboard keys. In detail, if you want to know again, go back to those videos and understand these things. Right. So in today's video, we will be understanding about creating objects in the Unity. As you're familiar with the interface and all, now in a scene, let us try to add objects so that we can do some operations on that objects. Now you all know what is nothing but an object. Object is nothing but a 3D a 3D element which will be formed by a group of polygons. Okay, in Unity, you have an option of adding primitive objects which are already available in the Unity. Where you will be having primitive objects like cube, plane, all these things are already existing. You can just make use of those things as per your requirement, as per your requirement of designing a scene. Or else, if you're not sure like how to design, predefined external 3D objects are also available. You can make use of them and you can add them to your scene. In this video, we will be understanding how to create a scene using our primitive objects that are available in the Unity 3D software. So let's go to our Unity editor. So in the last video, we have already learned how to open this project, how to create a new project, and we had a detailed discussion about all the windows available in this scene. So this is a default window. You can change the layouts and all that also we have understood in our last lectures. All right. Now we have come to a default window where we have only one scene available. You can see here. And on this scene, we'll try to add the objects. Now, whenever we are trying to objects here, we are going to make use of primitive objects that are available in this. So how to add that one? We have two approaches to proceed with that. The first approach is by clicking the plus symbol that is available in the hierarchy window. You can see on the left hand side of my window, I'm highlighting here with my cursor where there is a plus symbol available. You can click on that one and you can see multiple options are available as this concept is about 3D, Unity 3D. So we will be making use of 3D objects. So once you click on the 3D object, you can see multiple primitive objects are available here like cube, sphere, capsule, cylinder, plane, quad. So as per your requirement, you can add any primitive object. I hope you all are understanding. Now, as an example, let me add one object, primitive object, which is cube. So once I click this cube, that will be added to my scene window. If you want to see how this object is looking in a game view, you can select this game button, tab here. You can click on that one. This is how it is viewed in the game. If you want both the scenes to be viewed parallelly, then you can bring your window and you can have a separate window added here. As per your requirement, you can have both them. This is called as customizing your layout. Now you can see this is the place where we will be working and this is the window which shows the real game window which shows how the objects will be looked from the camera point of view. Now you can see here orange line has been highlighted. That means the cube has been highlighted and it is showing the x-axis. This is the y-axis, z-axis and x-axis. The red line shows the x-axis. All right. Now you already know how to navigate, move this object and all. So if you have selected this object, you can see on the right hand side on the inspector window, all the properties of this object are shown where you can see a transform which shows the position, rotation, scale, operations can be done on this object. And then you can see a mesh render is there. We can perform the options here. Multiple options are there where you can have a materials and lighting can be done. You can come here Collider option is there, where you will be providing materials and textures here, like that. So multiple options, multiple properties are supported by this cube will be reflecting in this inspector window. You already know how to perform zoom in and zoom out. You can use your mouse scroller, where if you scroll in, scroll out means zoom in and zoom out. And also you can view the object in 360 degrees by right clicking on the mouse, and you can see the 360 degrees angle. Observe here, you are viewing in the scene window, but observe here, the view in the game window is not changed. It is fixed. So the camera angle of viewing this object is fixed. This is how it is there. But whenever you are designing, if you want to see in different directions, you can see that one in the scene window. Now, if you want to come to a default one, whatever we have done, we have earlier, just double click on this one, it comes to a default. Okay. Right. So this is how one object has been added. It is not like only one object needs to be added. As per your game requirement, you might be needing multiple objects to be added to your scene. So let me add one more. So one way I have shown, this is the plus symbol. I will show you the other way. I will add one more component. The second way of adding or creating objects in the Unity is in the hierarchy window. Here in this place, right click, and you can see all the options are available here also. So go to the 3D object. Now let me add one more primitive object. Let me add plane. Did you see the plane has been expanded here? You can zoom out and you can see how this is. So by default, the transformation positions are displayed here. If you want, you can change that one. In detail about that, you will be understanding in future classes. Now you can see here how it is shown. A plane and a cube is there. Now if you rotate, you can see in multiple directions in x-axis, y-axis. But did you observe the cube is visible but plane is not visible? Why? Because the plane is a 2D object which will be viewed only in one direction. I hope you all are getting that. Alright. So that's how the objects can be added onto the scene. These objects are called as primitive objects. Now you making use of these objects, you can create some elements or some kind of architectures as per your requirement. Now here you need to observe the hierarchy of the elements. That's why it is named as hierarchy window. What is the hierarchy? Uh, the primitive objects that are added by you are cube and plane. So the cube will be on the top and below that plane will be there. Did you see that's where the shadow of this cube is falling on that plane? Right. Now, on this cube, you can you can change the color of this cube. You can add some textures and all. Your future classes, like you will be understanding all these things. Now, you have done some customization on this cube. Let us consider. Now what happens? You want to create one more cube with the same features. Now what is the traditional approach we will be doing is um, we will be creating one more cube, and we will be applying all these procedures. Now instead of doing that much of tedious task, we have one more option where we can duplicate the existing elements. What do you mean by duplicating the existing elements? Already whatever is existing, the same thing can be duplicated. Right. I will show you one example. Here we have a cube, right? This cube I want to duplicate. For doing that, just select this cube and right click on this. You can see multiple options like rename, duplicate, and delete. Now, if you click on the duplicate, then one more cube with exactly what are all the features or what are all the effects you have applied, that will be created. Now you can see here the cube has been overlapped in the same position where the cube one is there. This is the old cube and this is the duplicated cube. Right, there will be a confusion to you. Now, if you want, you can rename them also, where you can right click and you can use the rename option and you can rename second cube, just for your understanding. Now you can see the cube and second cube both are replaced at the same position. Now I'll show you whether the second cube has been created or not just by clicking the second cube, and I will be trying to change this one. Did you see we have a cube one, and this is the old cube and this is the second cube. So you can duplicate the objects without going to the tedious task of applying all the effects once again. So now you all try to add some objects on your scene and try to explore how it is work. I hope you all are clear with adding the primitive objects to your scene. Still, if you are finding it difficult and if you have any queries, let me know in the chat box. I'll help you. So with this, we'll come to an end of adding objects onto Unity, where we have tried to add the primitive objects. In the next class, we'll see how to add the external 3D objects. Let us all meet in the next lecture. Until then, thank you.